Next question that we got, or next story that I picked up on this week. And little selfish, my kids went to Pacific Rim. They don't go there anymore. They go to Aviara Oaks Middle School and Carlsbad High School, but both of them came up at Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is a great school. If you guys have ever driven by there, if have every kids, they used to be like the gold standard for California elementary schools. They slipped a little bit in the rankings. I don't think anything significant. There was a term that they were always had super pride around. I don't know what that term was called. Um, but like plus school, or they used to have banners, and that banner might say that. I just can't read it from this screen. But there's some big upgrades coming to Pacific Rim, mainly a big battery and solar panel, probably obviously over all of the parking. And so anytime there's anything to do with anything power related, solar, or anything that has to do with any of that, there's always going to be, and I'm not saying this is bad, there's always going to be a group of people that are always going to challenge like the safety and the long-term efficacy of doing this, which is exactly what's happening right here. It looks like there's some neighbors that are saying that there might be some additional noise and electronic pollution that comes from this. So they want to make sure that they're running certain types of, I don't know if survey is the right word, and make sure that everything meets fire code. But looks like what they want to do is put solar up, store that power, and which is good. There's certain types of solar, like wind type of power. I think that's been proven that wildly ineffective, in most cases. But solar, when used the right way, can be great. I read in another article, I did not have this in my notes, but somebody's thinking about doing a survey of cloud cover because this is relatively close to the water. And with how much marine layer we get this close to the water, is it actually going to make a difference? I think it will. Even where we live, which is only a couple blocks off the water, I'd say probably a third of the neighborhood has solar on their homes. So I'm sure if it didn't work, all those wouldn't have it. But here are the notes that I wrote down. They want to add solar powers and a battery storage system to power part of the campus. Plus, they want to build new classrooms and get rid of old portable buildings. That's like my number one gripe with a lot of the schools here in Carlsbad, because we did have like a population explosion with kids, and so there was a lot of temporary classrooms that were up at Aviara Oaks Elementary, Middle School, Pacific Rim, Carlsbad. I think even has a couple in the back. They're just an eyesore. They get hot. They're uncomfortable. And so I think everybody would be excited to see new classrooms being built. From the opposite side, some of the neighbors are worried about the battery system because of fire risk, noise, and since it would sit fairly close to the homes and classrooms. I think if I remember right, I think on the very, I don't know if that's on the south or the east side of the campus, there are like two pretty big power lines that cut through the backside of that school, which I would think would be more of a risk than doing something like this. And not that like neighbors can get those taken down, but it's never really easy. Here's what the school district says. The battery unit has a safety features like fire suppression and cooling and meets every single state fire code, so they're super happy about that. But a final decision from the city isn't expected until around January 2027. So halfway through the school year, it looks like they're going to decide on it. And even if it's a go in January 2027, it's probably at least another 6 months to a year before ground gets broken on that. I would imagine next summer is when they would start, and this would probably affect the following school year. If your kids go to Aviara Oaks Middle School, they did a big upgrade there with a bunch of solar and battery, and then they added a whole new wing of the campus, which looks amazing if you haven't seen it yet. But they moved the front office in there, and they added some classrooms back there. So that's the example of what could happen. I think they did a great job with there. Again, my daughter goes to that school, so we see it every day. I think they did an amazing job with that. Hopefully, Pacific Rim is right there, right behind it. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any questions, or if you're thinking about buying a home in the next 60 days to 6 months, we've put together an all-inclusive guide that covers everything that you need to know about the purchase contract, commission, process, timeframes, what money is due when. It's like the easiest thing that you can consume. All you have to do is go to buyin2026.com. I put the link in the description below as well. So if you want to take a look at that, you should. You don't have to use us as your real estate agents. It's our gift to you to help you navigate this buyer's market, or this Carlsbad market, as easy as you can. Buying a home doesn't need to be stressful. It's just a process. And when you understand the process, I think it gets really simple. And most importantly, it can get really fun. So any questions, let us know. I will put our contact details in the description. You can download this guide below. I will have this up in our learning center sometime today. So if you want to download all the open houses that are happening this week, you can call us with questions if you want, or you can go look at it. at your own convenience. All right. I love you all. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. We'll see you again live tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll talk soon.